Okay, next we're going to talk about compound inequalities. There's two types of compound inequalities. The first one we're going to talk about is what they call the AND compound inequality, and our goal is to get the variable by itself in the middle of the inequality signs. So if I look at the first example, negative 8 is less than or equal to 2x plus 6, which is less than 10. So again, here's my variable that I'm trying to get by itself in between the two inequality signs. Well, if we look at why is the variable not by itself? It's not by itself because it's being multiplied by 2 and then added by 6. So again, we get rid of addition or subtraction first. So I get rid of the plus 6. So I'm going to minus 6 from the middle. And in this case, I have to minus 6 from the front and the back. Negative 8 minus 6. Signs are the same. And I'm combining, so I add and keep the sign. So negative 14. Bring down the less than or equal to. Bring down the 2x, bring down the less than, 10 minus 6 is 4. Now the variable is not by itself because it's being multiplied by 2. So the opposite of multiply by 2 is to divide by 2. Negative divided by a positive is a negative, so negative 7 less than or equal to 2x, or 2 divided by 2 is 1, so I got x less than 4 divided by 2 is 2. So example 2, again, here's my variable. It's not by itself because the 3 and the 6. So the opposite of plus 6 is minus 6. And again, you got to do that to the middle, front, and the back. 15 minus 6 is 9. Bring down the less than, 3x. 6 minus 6 goes away, less than. 30 minus 6 is 24. So the variable is not by itself because it's being multiplied by 3, so the opposite is divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, less than. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I got x, less than. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Now the second type of compound inequality is an OR compound inequality. In this case, we're just going to solve both of them. So the first one here, again, here's my variable. It's on the left-hand side. It's not by itself because the 4 and the 2. So I get rid of addition first. So I subtract 2. So I get 4x is less than negative 22 minus 2. Sign's the same, so I add and keep the sign. So negative 24. Then I've got to divide both sides by 4. So I get x is less than negative 6. Then I go over here to this one. X is not by itself because it's being plus by 6, so the opposite of plus 6 is minus 6. So I bring down the x, greater than 8 minus 6 is 2. So I've got two inequalities there. Now the second example, negative 3 times x is greater than 21. So it's not by itself because it's being multiplied by negative 3. So the opposite is to divide by negative 3. Now, when you divide by a negative and you're dealing with inequalities, you have to flip the inequality sign around. So again, when you divide both sides by a negative number, you flip the inequality around. 21 divided by negative 3 is negative 7. And if I solve this one over here, x is not by itself because it's being multiplied by 2 and subtracted by 8. So I get rid of subtraction first, so I'm going to add 8 to both sides, which gives me 2x is greater than 18, and then I have to divide both sides by 2. So I get x is greater than 9.